Hey guys, here is part 6. Now I forgot to mention that during the Baltimore Comic-Con, I stayed at Bethany's house, and I really appreciate Bethany and her folks for letting me stay with them. So thank you guys, thank you very much. And I did see a bunch of my other friends too. I saw my buddy Jeff, I saw Fred, I saw Patrick, and like I said, so many of my friends there gave me hugs and condolences over the loss of April, and I really appreciate it. And her mom, I know her mom really appreciated the condolences and the thoughts and prayers that you guys sent. Now, I'm going to give a review on Face Off Season 9. Now, this season was a lot different than the previous seasons in that, well, like, they started off by not doing a Foundation Challenge, but went right into the Spotlight Challenge. I won't say what they did, but one of the things that they had to do, I just want to talk about the various makeups they had to do. Like, they did what was called what was it? I have my computer right here. Oh, a focus challenge, where they had to create a character, but make it focused. But they had to focus namely on the face, primarily on solely the face. And they did a couple of those, and it was still like a regular Spotlight Challenge. Now, some really cool creations they had to do were, they had to do beautiful but deadly sirens based on sea creatures. There was like a blue sea slug, a textile cone snail, a striped surgeonfish, a peacock mantis shrimp. Sorry, I couldn't help doing that because of the mantis thing. They had turned engaged couples into whimsical corpses inspired by Beetlejuice. It was actually the 100th episode, and those couples got married on the show. And Mackenzie officiated the marriages, which was pretty wicked. Oh, they had to do, for the first focus challenge, they had to do character mashups, like Sherlock Holmes Bloodsucker, Don Quixote Monster of La Mancha, and like Great Expectations of a Serial Killer. They had to do stuff like that, and kind of like what inspired by Abraham Lincoln Vampire movies, like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. They had to do gatekeepers and the creatures that resided behind the gates, and it was depending on the gateway. Of course, there was space one, various types. One Foundation Challenge went from creating old school Star Trek aliens to modifying that to more realistic aliens. In fact, 2 people from Star Trek Next Generation appeared. Commander Will Riker from Next Generation and Lieutenant Worf. The actors who played them, Jonathan Frakes and Michael Dorn, they were there, and in fact, Jonathan Frakes did the walkthrough with Mr. Westmore, who worked on Star Trek Next Generation, and Michael Dorn was a guest judge for a Spotlight Challenge, and I thought that was cosmic, because I grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation. In fact, my family watched it. In fact, it brought back some fond memories. Let's see. Oh, they had to turn men into female Shakespearean characters. I will not say what the final Spotlight Challenge was, because it was really cool. Oh, they had, but you'd have to see it to believe it. Anyway, they also had to do their own takes on the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. One of them made me think of the most well-known creature from Attack on Titan, which I haven't seen, but I've seen a lot of people cosplaying as it. And it also made me think of the 4 evil riders from Kamen Rider Gaim. Also, the four horsemen that the Ghostbusters encountered on the cartoons. Oh, they also had to do freak show characters. Humans. They had to create humans that evolved to adapt to an environment inspired by the show, the upcoming show, The Expanse on the Sci-Fi Channel. Stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And I can't wait for Season 10. I have some really cool ideas for Spotlight Challenges, but I don't know how to get a hold of the people who come up with these so I could suggest it to them. And this ends Part 6. I got a couple more things.